And everybody has a different talent. And the reason we're all so messed up is because you're looking at everybody else's talent.
Everything I've ever done has started small.
Don't try to be the best. Be the first.
Want to be happy? Build a life, not just a business.
Living that believing life. Out here living that believing life. Every day we living that believing life. Hustle like we living that believing life. Living life, yeah, so we grinding it out. Every single day we be grinding it out. Hustle like we living that believing life, oh. That believing life, oh.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something greater inside you as well. You are a genius. So today, let's live your best belief life and learn the 6 best lessons from billionaire entrepreneurs. Okay, let's kick it off with lesson number 1, focus on service with Oprah Winfrey.
And everybody has a different talent. And the reason we're all so messed up is because you're looking at everybody else's talent and wishing you had some of their talent. All the energy that you spend thinking about, wishing about, being jealous of, envious of anybody else is energy that you're not only putting out is going to come back to you negatively, but you're taking that away from you. All your energy should be forced on, what do I have to offer? What do I have to give? How can I be used in service? Because Dr. King's message of not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. And there is not a job in here that you can do that you don't switch the paradigm to service and not make that job more fulfilling. I don't care what the job is. If you say, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer, I'm an artist, I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I'm a janitor, I'm a clerk, if you say, if I look at this from, how do I use this in service to something bigger than myself? Yes. It no longer becomes a job. It becomes an offering to the world.
Lesson number 2, generate word of mouth with Elon Musk.
How, aside from making great products, how do you get people excited about Tesla? There's a lot of people I know and that I talk to who are just intrigued and interested and excited about Tesla as a company.
The thing I really focus on at Tesla is like we really put all of our money into and attention into trying to make the product as compelling as possible. So, because I think that the way to sell any product is through word of mouth. So if somebody gets the car, they really like it. And actually, the key is like to have a product that people will love. Yeah. And generally, people, if they're at a party or talking to friends or whatever, you'll talk about the things that you love. But if you just like something, it's okay. You're not going to care that much. But if you
get
love
the reactions from the highs and the lows,
yeah,
so you got to make sure people really love
it. You're gonna talk, and then that'll generates word of mouth, and that's basically how our sales have grown. Like we don't spend any money on advertising or endorsements or so anyone like buys our car, they just bought it because they like the car, and it's genuine.
Lesson number 3, start small with Jeff Bezos.
Everything I've ever done has started small. Amazon started with a couple of people, and Blue Origin started with 5 people, and the budget at Blue Origin was very, very small. Now the budget at Blue Origin approaches $1 billion a year. And next year it'll be more than $1 billion. And Amazon, it literally was 10 people. Today it's 500,000 people, but it's hard to remember for you guys, but for me it's like yesterday I was driving the packages to the post office myself and hoping one day we could afford a forklift. And so for me, I've seen small things get big, and it's part of this day one mentality. I like treating things as if they're small. Amazon, even though it is a large company, I wanted to have the heart and spirit of a small one.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
Your #1 job is to become more of yourself.
There are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough, that you do it in spite of the fear.
It's so difficult to be a small business owner in China. It took me 5 months to borrow $500.
Lesson number 4, be the first with Jack Ma.
Don't try to be the best. Be the first. Be the first to change. Be the first to take the challenge. Be the first one to overcome the difficulties. Because the best person, there's only one Olympic champion. I don't think I'm lucky enough to be that. But I can always try the new things and don't give up if I believe it, because you are so unique. Everybody is unique. Be yourself is always the key.
Lesson number 5, love the game with Warren Buffett.
The allowance when I was a little boy was a nickel a week, but I liked the idea of having a little more than a nickel a week to work with, and I went into business very early. I started selling Coca-Cola door to door. I sold gum door to door, or sold Saturday Evening Post, Liberty Magazine, Ladies Home Journal, you name it. I think I enjoyed the game almost right from the start. But I like being my own boss. That's one thing I liked about delivering papers. I could arrange the route I wanted. Nobody was bothering me at 5 or 6 in the morning. I was delivering 500 papers a day, and I made a penny a paper, but in terms of compounding, that penny turned into something else.
And lesson number 6, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is study success with Mark Zuckerberg.
There's this culture in Silicon Valley that kind of makes startups seem glamorous. And I never really believed that, right? I never had a goal of starting a startup. And my goal when I realized that I had a company was to get it to be a good company as quickly as possible, right? And kind of get out of what you'd call the like risky startup phase, where you are just like constantly about to die, and where you could get to a point where you can actually like do some interesting things and make a lot more interesting bets. And so I don't know, I never read a lot of the literature on this. And I mean, maybe if I had, then I wouldn't have made so many mistakes. So I don't know if learning for me is the right way to go on this, but I mean, but it did, I think
your model must have come from somewhere, though, even if it was unintentional, right? Like, were you influenced by Peter Thiel or Sean?
Well, yes,
Parker,
I was influenced by all
met?
these people once I met them. I hadn't really heard of Peter Thiel before.
I'm
Sean
talking about like,
me.
yeah, right.
Yeah, but I mean, he was massively influential on my thinking, right? I mean, like a lot of the early lessons that I took on how to think about strategy came from Peter and Sean. And I did pay a lot of attention when I was growing up to Microsoft. I grew up, using, Windows 3.1 and then Windows 95, and I just thought that those were like the most unbelievable things. And
in a sense, they are.
Yeah, they really were awesome, right? Well, I don't know if you meant that positively, but I did. And I thought, building this ecosystem was really neat, and that kind of inspired me, right? In the way that they built a platform, I kind of thought, okay, well, maybe one day, the tools that I'm building can be part of a broader ecosystem as well.
Now I have a special bonus clip with Sarah Blakely on how to ask questions that I think you're really going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. Which 3 people will you study their success from this week? Number 2, how can you focus on serving someone today? And number 3, what's one small start that you can do right now? And if you're gonna take immediate action after watching this video, give me a #believe down in the comments as well.
Many aspiring entrepreneurs, even in this room, struggle to find their initial idea. How do you constantly find ways to invent new products, and where does your inspiration come from?
I think of a lot of ideas at traffic lights. I think of them all the time in different places, and I think it's part of just being hyper observant. I like to find white space. I pay attention to what are things that haven't evolved and why. Like there's certain things in our society that updates itself and changes and constantly, and then there's certain things that it's not. And so I'll ask myself questions all day, every day. It's just the way my brain works. Like I could even be looking at a table and be like, why is the table like that? When was the table first created? Is that the actual best design for a table? Or could there be something different? And Spanx went into men's, and that was randomly how that happened, was because I got curious that the man's undershirt was created in 1918 and no one had paid any attention to it since. It was literally the same thing. And so I just, talked to my brother and my husband about it, and their undershirts, the neck stretched out, or they were boxy and bulky underclothes. And I thought, I'm just gonna add a little bit of Lycra to the cotton undershirt for men, and so the neck won't stretch out, and I'm gonna taper it in at the waist. So ideas come to me like that. Ideas
clearly,
are,
clearly I love it.
I have my assistant, who's my right hand, Lisa. She's been my right hand for 16 years, can attest to this. But I have 99 pages. I don't know why it's 99, but she told me the other day it's 99 pages, single space typed of ideas. I need one more idea. So I think of ideas constantly on airplanes and car, talking to somebody, and I email it to myself, and then I just keep them and log them.
If you want to learn more lessons from Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and other billionaire entrepreneurs, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
If you want to be successful, learn from the other people's mistakes. Don't learn from the successful stories.